Well then, last we left off, the party, that's you, finally left Kieran after a very long night of goodbyes and hackathons and other excursions. You all waved goodbye to the mainland and set off onto a brand new ship. Not brand new, actually new to you guys. Led by Siren and Rita, the what seems to be captain and first mate of the ship. You all got acquainted with the...
Wait, sorry, DM Siren? Is that the captain's name?
Yes, Cyran.
Okay, I did not get that last time. Siren.
Mm-hmm. And now, aboard the Amarille, as we previously finished, you all are reaching about close to midday on this first day of travel, one of 4 towards the islands. Is there anything that you would like to do on this first introductory day of travel?
Yes, DM, I would like to find the Master Gunner.
Master Gunner. All right. I mean, it's not a huge ship. You begin looking around, mostly around where the cannons are, where you assume a gunner would be. And upon just kind of being acquainted, getting yourself acquainted with this space, there is a sort of back area, sort of half built off with a curtain, behind a bunch of stored gunpowder, extra cannonballs, and a few other random storages that have been tossed down here. Doesn't look like anyone's moving around this, but...
I'll just inspect the cannons, you know, try to get a feel for what I'm gonna be working with.
Mm-hmm. They are unlike anything you've really worked with. You understand the basics of the mechanisms of a cannon. It's pretty similar to how your gun works.
Yeah.
Powder and a projectile in a confined space with wick. They're not fancy by any means, but they do look like they pack a punch.
And is there anyone in this area that maybe seems to be also inspecting the cannons, maybe taking an inventory or anything like that?
Hailstorm, where are you?
I mean, I'm down where I'm in the workshop area. The workshop.
Oh,
zone, where the
shit.
kid was.
Wait, aren't you Udyr? Isn't that the Master Gunner? Or like the fucking... Isn't that my boss
that
too?
Was the quartermaster.
Yes, that's
Oh,
Kit.
was it? Okay.
That's Kit.
Oh, Kit. Okay. I'm looking for Mika, I think.
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, you do see this short, red, orange-haired woman peek up and look around them, inspect them for a moment, briefly, barely touching them, and then going back below deck.
Am I able to find this Mika individual?
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy. Alright. Let's roll this silly little dice. Investigation. I think that's just what it is. Yeah, 15.
You just start looking around, trying to see if there's any place they could be, but your eyes mostly fall towards that kind of what seemed to be a storage area. You peek behind the curtain a bit, and you do see a figure sleeping, sitting on one of the boxes. Dark hair, bangs covering most of the face at this point, as this pretty large muscular figure in this sleeveless, almost like faded, beat up black leather vest is kind of arms crossed, unconscious.
Oh. Getting some shut-eye. Alright. I will close the curtain and give them the time they need to rest. Walk a couple steps away. But then, a thought creeps into my mind. If I have to be up this early, so does everyone else. So I'll step back in, push the curtain aside, and I'll just do like a like a clearing of the throat to see if that kind of jostles them awake.
You clear your throat, and the figure immediately blinks up towards you, hands instinctively reaching to their belt, before just staring back up at you.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cause a fright. I'm Felix.
Why are you here? I mean, who are you?
Yes, I think why are you here is a bit of a loaded question. I'm a part of a group that River vouched for us.
Mm-hmm.
We were given passage on this ship to the south. I believe we're going to what you people call the Turtle People. That's where we're going. That's our heading. And I'm looking for, I believe their name is Mika. I was told I would be working under them. I am going to be their powder ass.
I'm Mika. I'm sorry, why did you come back here and decide to wake me up?
Well, if you weren't Mika, I was hoping you would tell me who they are. Since you are Mika, I'm hoping you will tell me what to do.
What you can do is leave me to rest until awake.
Not much of an early riser, are you?
Someone has to watch the ship when everybody else is asleep.
True.
That's me.
That's a good point. You know, I hate waking up in the morning, so if you need help, like staying up and kind of watching the ship at night, I'm your man.
I appreciate that you're quite accustomed to nighttime.
Oh. Well, you know, that's a fair point. I don't think I would be able to see much. Am I getting like, what kind of vibe? Are they like elvish? Are they?
They do appear half elvish.
Okay.
Though very burly.
Very burly,
like
yeah.
an elven figure. Some old smattered, faded tattoos of various symbology. They do look very tired. They are very used to being asleep right now and waking up at night.
Yeah. Well, the offer will always stand. And this is, I'll be honest, the first time I've been on a ship. I'm interested to learn. This is a realm I'm very unfamiliar with, so I want to make sure I can be as helpful as possible. If it's alright with you, I would like to learn a little bit. If you're up for having a bit of a student, if you will, tonight, kind of show me the ropes, I would appreciate it. I want to feel helpful on this voyage.
If you want to learn, teaching starts at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. You got it. Right. I'll be there.
Right.
I'll let you go back to sleep. Sorry,
I
boss.
appreciate it. You're excused.
And I'll just sheepishly back away and close the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
First impressions. Oh boy. Alright. I'll walk away.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did anybody else have anything that they would like to do? Just generally throughout the day.
I want to keep looking at those blueprints about the improved cannon.
All right. Looking through the blueprints, roll with your tinker's tools.
Natural 20.
Oh wow!
I don't know, something in the 30s.
In the 30s, sweet.
Yeah.
So you start breaking down the blueprints to an extremely meticulous level.
31 to be precise.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You haven't worked with cannons much, although they are very easy to break down, at least for you, and your experience with more advanced forms of powder weaponry. And it gets to a point looking through these where you start correcting the papers just subconsciously, helping almost tweak every small thing throughout this process to resemble more of the weaponry that you're used to and the weaponry that you've been working with for the past half week or so.
Right.
And Kit, just like sitting cross-legged on the table watching you do this the whole time, is sort of stuck in an in-between of not wanting you to touch their blueprints, but also an extreme fascination with where you're coming up with a lot of these ideas. How do you know so much?
That is a very, very, very long story.
Can't be that long.
Yeah, no, it's pretty long.
Well, do you have anywhere to be?
Well, to start, I'm from Tin, if that helps. Explain a little bit of it.
Don't know
Very
much about Tin.
It's a very industrial city.
Sort of been on this boat for the longest time and kind of forgot what it was like. I'm sure everything must be so.
Tin it's a very industrial city, and when I was young, I was, making a lot of things that blow up. And of course, that extends out. You have to learn a lot of things about a lot of different other things to make things work into things. And then, of course, this has been, and she'll hold up her mechanical arm. Or not her mechanical arm, but her cybernetic ass arm. This I made myself, and different tools will just sort of pop out of it.
And she instinctively puts her hands out, reaching for it.
She doesn't care.
Just grabs it and looks over everything, inspecting every little detail. Sort of messing with all of the little parts involved. How did you do this? I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
Well, it's a lot. If you saw, I'm not sure if you saw him, one of the other people that came on board with me has a fully mechanical arm. I made that one as well.
Everyone was kind of wearing long sleeves, so I couldn't really tell.
Does Felix have long sleeves on?
He's wearing a leather jacket.
Is he? Oh, what a dick!
Yeah, I'm
You're hiding
I'm
my
looking
fucking hard work. You're hiding my hard. What a dick!
True, but I'm looking hot as fuck right now.
Well, that doesn't matter because you're not on my.
What?
What did he say?
What did?
So this is what you do. You make new arms?
Among a lot of things, like cannons. And she'll draw the hilt off the back of her, back. And she'll sort of plop it down in front of her. This sort of half-constructed blade with a chamber at the bottom, the hilt. Still working on it.
Very quickly picks it up again and looks over it. What? How does this even? What's the mechanics behind it? What's the purpose?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. The main goal is to channel the energy of cannons, guns, gunpowder,
Mm-hmm.
and combine it with the force that can come from a blade.
You made this hilt?
It's a work in progress. And yes, this is all from scratch.
And this at the bottom, and points to the handle and the chambers. These are like mini cannons.
I mean, it's a chamber of a gun. Oh, right. Oh my god. So, so imagine just a cannon, but like way smaller.
Mm.
And you.
And you made this gun?
I didn't make guns as an idea, but combining the two, I'm not sure anyone else has done it.
Who thought of making a cannon small?
Do I know who invented guns?
Make a history check with advantage.
Percival.
Percival Fredrickson. Maximilian.
History. What is my history?
I
It
don't know.
is 14.
You would be familiar with the name Osteroth. You're from Tin. You're unsure how or when. You just know they popped up one day, and his name was associated with it. That's pretty much how everyone knows of them.
So it's a man actually from Tin. Like I said, very industrial city. Don't know. I doubt you've heard the name Osteroth.
Mm-mm. Doesn't.
Well, he created guns.
And the gun is that part, and then is the gun the whole thing, or is
You and Felix should have a chat.
Mm. Where is it? Oh, I think I saw him right up.
He has like some jacket on.
Felix, as you're leaving this conversation, with Mika, that redheaded halfling pokes her head up onto deck. Or at least the level
just
you're on.
Poop! She just pops her head up.
Psst.
Hmm?
Are you Felix?
Who's asking?
An interested party?
Hailstorm, get down here.
All right, yes, I'm Felix.
How do guns work?
Interesting opener. Well.
And also, can I see your arm?
Oh. My. All right. Hailstorm's down there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll walk down. So it's the three of us.
Mm-hmm. She hops back onto the table and sits expectantly.
What do you want to see first?
Well, the arm came up first in conversation.
All right. I very sexily remove the leather jacket.
Why? Why not?
Just so casually, but just so hot.
The Hailstorm flushed.
Hit is just looking at your arm and waiting for the jacket to come up.
Yep.
Sort of clears your throat.
And in the beautiful candlelight of this below deck setting,
oh, it's the lower deck.
You see the glistening gold-plated arm.
Her eyes immediately widen and reaches out towards your arm very quickly. Just, if you don't pull your arm away, literally just grabs it and pulls it closer towards her.
Oh my, okay.
Like, inspecting all of the little details, every piece of plating on this arm, trying to look between the cracks for all of the mechanism underneath.
Now, if you're wanting to ask me how this works, you best ask Hailstorm here. I really don't know.
Looks back towards you, Hailstorm. And you really made this?
Yeah, I did. The basic understanding of it is it basically rewires his neurological network to make his brain think that this is his arm. It's basically a giant placebo. But not
Okay.
really, because it is actually completely rewired. It hurt like a bastard, didn't it?
It hurt for several days, and I am trying to ignore the potential future side effects that this might have.
Well, if you don't lose your arm again, it shouldn't have any side effect.
We'll see. We'll see.
Minus the virus I put in that'll blow your head off.
Yep, knew that was coming.
I didn't put a
Yeah.
virus in it.
Oh,
I don't even have an on-off switch that I can choose.
You are so difficult to read.
I don't know.
Is
It's
it-
fun.
Yeah.
Is it magical, or is it?
I mean, I used magic to make it, but that's just because I have, you know, it's how all this works, and she'll do all the cybernetic shit with her arm. But it's not made with it.
Interesting. Continues running her finger along the whole thing. And
Also, I will note your curiosity is admirable. However, maybe careful about the touching. It feels like my arm, so I know it's metal, but just keep in mind and maybe imagine that this is an actual person's arm that you're touching right now.
right. It just continues to stare at it. And did you make a schematic? Or did you just...
Did I? I thought I turned off the pain. Didn't I? I thought I turned off your ability
Oh
to feel
shit,
pain.
maybe you did.
It's like a doctor doing test your reflexes and just bang your elbow really quick.
I think you need to turn it back off. I might have flipped the switch by accident.
How do you? That shouldn't be a switch you can flip.
I don't know.
Ugh. And she'll little control panel on it sort of whips open as she starts fucking around in there, and then just she'll she'll turn it off and then just smack at the elbow. She'll close it and then smack the elbow. Feel anything?
Didn't feel a thing.
Good.
Fascinating. So is it still hooked up to his body? You can
I
feel
can-
things?
I can still, well, I can't really feel much anymore, but I can still use it as if it were my own arm. It is a sensation that I'm still trying to get used to.
To be fair, I can't tell him anything about it. It's not like I've ever lost an arm. I've felt everything in here. I feel everything in this thing.
Are you planning on losing an arm at some point?
No? Why are you writing stuff down in your notebook now? What? That's such a weird thing.
That was a weird thing you just did. You were also curious about the firearm?
Yes. How does it work?
Well, I wish my memory on the matter was a bit sharper. I can give you a vague idea of kind of the mechanics of it. And I'll unholster the firearm and kind of present it in front of her, and I'll pull out a handful of bullets and kind of go through the process of what Theo and I have done to recreate bullets. I'll kind of touch on the very very, very basic manufacturing that went in to these weapons in the tower of like those different instruments that we saw that were kind of thrown about. Very, very basics of kind of just how it works. Not going into too many details.
That is unlike anything I've seen.
It is as interesting as it is dangerous, and such a tool has only been used to wreak death and destruction. As far as I know, there are no happy endings to this invention.
Casually looks at the gunblade at her feet.
This was enlightening. She gets kind of lost in thought for a moment before looking back up. Thank you for all of this.
You're welcome. I would advise caution in any thoughts you might be having.
Noted.
I can tell that this isn't something that you have seen or are familiar with, so I will say again, there are no happy endings with such a weapon. So, just keep that in mind with whatever you're noodling around with.
Well, it's about dinner. I'm gonna go
About
eat.
what? You cut off there.
It's about dinner time.
Ah. Yes. Wait, dinner time? Holy shit, time goes by fast when you're loading up a ship.
We've been talking about this for a while.
That's true.
I'm not that hungry. I'll just keep working on this. I'll pull the blade that has a small bit of gun.
Holy shit. What is that?
Have you not seen me working on this? I'm fairly certain I have. Yeah, I've been like working on this around you.
I mean, I'm around some brilliant people. I kind of just... I mean, there's absolutely no offense, but I kind of just zone out when I see them working on something. I just assume it's going to be another brilliant invention. I don't really look at specifics, but this is quite interesting.
Well, okay, so imagine a gun
Right.
and
Easy to do.
and a sword.
All
The
right.
concussive and explosive energy of gunpowder explosive guns.
So when
The
a
power-
gun and a sword love each other very much, they...
Yes, sure, if that's how you want to call it.
You really, That is interesting. It is quite a, breakthrough with the gun invention that you've got going on here.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot. But it's been something I've been thinking of working on. Combining the force of a gun with the power of the blade. It'll take a little bit to figure out. But obviously you've seen what guns can do. And you've seen what swords can do. So
Sure. Quite a
wondering how to
devastating combination.
channel the two. We'll figure it out. It'll just take time.
Felix kind of looks at you for a good second before saying, you know, I think I'm gonna have to start overestimating you a bit more. Because I'm starting to think that overestimation is the standards that you meet. Huh.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean.
You have quite an innovative mind.
Oh, what? It's nothing.
I wouldn't call it nothing. And there's a lot of people that might find malicious use for such a mind.
I'm not a bad guy.
I don't think you would ever try to be. But certain circumstances can lead to certain things happening.
Think I'm gonna be like corrupted or something? Brainwashed?
No, I don't think that could happen. But
Maybe
as long as you don't have
if I can like completely forget, like where I came from, who I am, but still remember everything about like how to, and I start using everything I used to for the wrong reason.
you know, let's hope things don't come to that.
Yeah, let's hope not. Truly, I don't know how anyone could deal with that. That'd be insane.
Yeah. That that would be something.
Well, I'm gonna keep working on this.
All right.
I'll keep you up to date. Also, you still want to do that sleep bullet thing?
Yes, and actually, if at some point tonight, or I guess it doesn't have to be tonight, but at some point within tonight or the next couple of days, I want to have a sit down with you and Theo. I have another idea that I'm trying to do with my firearm.
And what is
Oh.
what is that idea?
But I also need to touch base with Ashe because I want to know if he's still keen on working on that Emerald Dragon scale.
You have a dragon scale?
Yes, I do.
Where did you get dragon scale?
It's a long story. I won it in a game of cards.
Won it in a game of cards. You won
Sure
a
did.
dragon scale in a game of cards.
Sure did.
Where the fuck did this happen? What place does this?
A place where people have a lot of money and a very skewed outlook on the possessions that they carry.
So tin.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
got it when
much.
you were in tin.
Yes.
How do you go from I'm so confused. How do you go from getting a dragon scale and getting dragon scales and shit to burning down the clock tower of tin? How do those things add up? Oh,
Like I said, it's a long story.
it's a long story.
Listen, oh boy. We were only in Tin for a couple of days, but it might as well have been months with the amount of things were packed into the time that we were there.
Right.
But I have a dragon scale, but this would be my second. I have one already. So, just adding to the collection.
Right. Sure, I'd love to fuck around with a dragon skin. I could cause a lot of problems with that.
I mean, sure, if you want to, I'm sure Ashe would be alright. If you kind of looked in on his methodology of imbuing its enchantments within the firearm. But what I have noodling around in my old noggin is something separate from the dragon scale.
Are you gonna try and like make it super dramatic by making me wait until Theo's here at night?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Because I don't know, you're you.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
You'll get used to it.
I already am, and I hate it.
You'll learn to love it. And I'll walk
Uh-huh.
away.
I work on gun.
You work on
Plus sword.
gun. Gun plus sword. Make another tinker check as you noodle around with it.
Oh,
Really good.
24.
Same pace of progress before. Very quick, albeit the slight rocking of the ship is a little distracting at times, but where others may fumble with their tools as the waves crash, you are steady-handed. Continue. Right. Very good work. Did I have you marking off the progress for this?
No.
Sweet.
This is your thing.
You're about halfway done now.
God damn, okay. Alright, well, marking that down here. I'm marking this down then.
So with the rate we're playing, it'll be done in about a year.
Yeah, if I don't roll, hopefully I can roll a nat 20 or 2.
Yeah.
Get some real ground.
But you see Kit setting up her own pieces of paper. So between watching you and remembering what she was told, begins drawing. Thyra, Theo, Ashe.
I think I'm gonna
Anything
work on spells.
You're working on spells by
Well,
yourself.
one particular spell, yeah.
Okay.
Incidentally, Ashe is also working on spells. One particular spell.
Are they working on the exact same spell?
It is not impossible.
The
Improbable.
methods are
I really hope you run into one
probably
another
a little
and
different.
you're like, hey, what are you working on?
Yeah.
Or you both slam into one another and drop your books, but then confuse them for the other because you're working on the same thing, and you grab each other's spell books and walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaky Friday.
That's the plot of Freaky Friday.
Sure.
That's the name of the session.
I don't know if we'd be working in the same space, but also at the same time, I don't know whether or not we would have like private separated quarters or anything on this ship. So
there is there's the bunks where you can sort of a quiet, not in direct sunlight sort of space to work in. One of you sat on each side of the room.
both of us facing opposite walls.
Yep. Erudite facing backwards looking at Theo for you.
No
Both
one's
of
in the
you...
crow's nest. I'd be up there.
Oh, up in the
There you go.
crow's nest. Okay.
That doesn't
No
mean you
one
can
is-
escape that fucking bird, though.
No.
Next to the
Erudite is
bird.
still posted up watching.
Listen, I'm not gonna tell you you can't.
But both of you make intelligence checks.
18?
23.
Ooh, actually, be Arcana, so you can add your proficiency.
Oh! Fuck yeah.
21.
26.
Ooh. Damn. Remind me which spells you're working on. You can DM them to me if you want.
Sure.
Regardless, with the respective help of your respective friends from beyond, I guess, you make very... Okay. You begin making very good progress. It's it. You can both mark down about 6.5 hours of study time.
I'd probably have him out just because I feel like he'd enjoy being in the ocean.
You look at him. His face is directed away from you towards the ocean as his little head is poked out, just looking out over the vast sea beyond. It's very cute to watch as you sit and work on your spellbook a little. Alongside him, a spectral floating skull, observing your work. And same with you, Ashe, down below decks, if that's where you prefer to be. Erudite, sitting by one of the beds. Or actually on your shoulder, watching over into your book as you also make very good progress. Sort of gentle rocking of the boat reminds you of the old days. Somewhat peaceful and calming and somewhat bittersweet in a way. That tinge of remorse crawls up your spine before you shrug it off and continue your work. Thyra, anything you were doing in particular?
Probably just working or learning how to do the work on a ship.
Oh yeah. Many of the members of the crew spend the day teaching you how to tie knots, how to release the sails, all of the regular work that goes on around here, and they're all very surprisingly pleasant about it, even though you may not be the most gentle person. But you see they put aside some patience for you.
She doesn't make conversation. She just kind of asks what needs to be done and then does it. But she probably keeps herself busy.
and it's a lovely day. At least the normal heat that you've been experiencing in this area has subsided just by a little bit. A cooler breeze pressing through. The smell of salt and the sea. Something you haven't experienced in about a month. But keeping yourself occupied, doing your best not to get sunburned, although your complexion is not really built for the sun. So
Damn it, that's true.
a little pink starts to appear on your shoulders and your nose.
Yeah. I think she probably got rid of her furs too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Just full bare-armed.
Mm-hmm.
Again, some of the other crewmates are just staring a little awkwardly as you work, but everyone continues throughout their business. But by the end of the day, if you all reconvene, Thyra's much more sweaty than the rest of you. Of glistening once
Hot.
again. But eventually, sunset starts to set in. People begin reconvening to grab a meal for the evening. You see everyone together. The whole colorful crew. And each other.
How's the general vibe of the ship? Like, how's the camaraderie, you know? Like, how how
Everyone
close do these
seems-
folks seem?
They all seem very comfortable with each other. Like they've been around for a while. Go ahead and make an insight check.
It's about average. Around a 10.
A 10? As people filter in and out of the kitchen area, holding their meals, sitting in various spots on deck, just taking in the evening. You can't pick out any sort of cliques within the crew, but they all just seem to be enjoying a moment of solace. And you can see why. A very clear sky, clear day. Very nice.
Nice.
Eventually, Nuba finishes handing out meals if you wish to eat.
Of course. Starving.
It's a sort of clam chowder tonight with some remaining fresh bread that they grabbed from port. That maybe is not going to last long, but they're enjoying it now while they have it.
So Felix, how do you like being on a boat?
So far, so good. I'd say, honestly, it's not too bad. I haven't really done too much yet, but I agreed to kind of stay up all night to learn from Mika over there. I'm her student, if you will. It's gonna be exciting.
What are you going to be learning?
That, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be great.
You do see emerging from below deck at this point. A very sort of mean looking half elf with thick dark hair that's now that you see not secluded in a corner. Very choppy in the way it's styled. A little bit messy. Again, looks a bit tired wearing this cut-off jacket. Looks over towards you, Felix, for a moment before turning and heading to grab food.
Just give her, like a 2-fingered salute and a nod. Just chowing down.
All right.
Eating a delicious seafaring meal.
Uh-huh. And everyone begins finishing up. What do they have? Finishing conversations. But lingering on deck as everyone begins to filter out and possibly get ready for bed at this point. Or just finishing their duties for the day. Nico holding a mug of some warm liquid. Just lingering by the door of the... And eventually walks towards you, Felix. So, you wanted to learn.
Sure did.
Wonderful.
So ready.
Mm-hmm. And your friend here, motioning towards Theo.
Hi.
Oh, she's great. She's better than I am.
Then why are you my designated powder ass if she's better?
I guess you drew the short straw without even knowing it.
Good to know. How much should I expect from you?
Well, I would consider myself pretty capable. I don't know, Theo, you can agree or disagree to that sentiment. I'll do my best, I can assure you that. Fast learner.
When it
Good.
comes to shooting, he's quite skilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. With good aim.
You've good aim.
Yep. Never miss.
Never miss.
Except for when you shot Ashe on accident during the werewolf fight.
That wasn't a miss.
Whoo!
So, how long have you been working with cannons?
Well, there was that time on the the SS Eclipse, where I can't bullshit you. I've never used a cannon before. However, I am familiar with the use of black powder in in combustion-based weaponry. I have a much smaller version of that here, and I'll present my firearm.
All right. Okay. You see her expression turn from tired and discontent to intrigued, curious, and worried as she sort of twists her face up, sort of snapping out of her sleepiness. And do tell where you acquired that.
It's a long story. Picked it up a while back. Kind of a, it's part of my job.
Part of your job happened to pick up a piece of Imperial weaponry.
Yes. I'm, can I get an insight check on her her line of Imperial weaponry? Was there, like, disgust in that? Or was
Make
there...
an insight check.
Okay.
Make an insight check.
Person's
Fuck.
wall again? Or wall? What name?
Not much better.
Their name?
This is Mika.
Mika.
It's only gonna be a 9.
What are they again, race-wise? half
They
elf?
are half elf. Yeah. You can tell that there wasn't as much disgust as there was concern. And that's all you can grasp.
Yeah. I assure you, well, I suppose I don't know how to assure you. I don't know where your allegiances lie. I have no allegiances, if that puts you at ease at all. Only to this group.
How about we take a walk? And begins motioning back down the stairs towards her office.
Right. Just going for a walk. And I'll look at Theo.
I'll give
Just
him
a
a thumbs up.
walk. All by myself.
With a reassuring
Nope.
thumbs up.
Don't
Oh.
need to worry about watching me.
You want Karma with you?
Nope, totally fine. Being by myself. Walk down the stairs.
Okay. All by yourself, you walk down the stairs. And she leads you back towards where she was sleeping previously. Back to that curtained off area. And motions you inside.
Step inside.
Closes the curtain. Tell me exactly how you got that thing.
I mean, absolutely no disrespect, but what's it to you? Why do you care?
Happen to have a very strong history with that kind of shit. Apologies that it's a little bit worrisome for me to see it again.
No apologies needed. The feeling is suddenly mutual, as I can only begin to imagine what that might mean for you. Knowing the history that I know that these things invoke. Um.
Just tell me what fucking group you're a part of.
Ah. Alright. Well, there's no reason to cut the bullshit. I mean, there's not much that can happen while we're on this ship. Familiar with a group called Nightshade?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Nightshade.
Well, and I'll take the jacket off, fully revealing the Nightshade get-up that I've got going on.
So are you an actual member of Nightshade, or its ladder portion, or any of the phony bullshitters that run around afterwards?
I am a member of Nightshade. Yes, it ran in the family, if you will. Born and raised into it. And was in the thick of things when shit went south.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, I am rolling so bad tonight. My persuasion isn't bad though, but it's still not going to be good. Yeah, it's a 9 with a +7.
So you mean to tell me that you just happened to get out of that bloodbath? No one did.
Wouldn't be so sure about that. If you are aware of such an event happening, it was a setup, that whole situation, if we're thinking of the same thing. It was some kind of a toxin, a gas that was used during the incident. There were a handful of us that survived, myself included, taken back to Tin. I don't know how much information you want to know, aside from that, but I was one of the survivors. And now I continue to be a survivor, while the rest of my family are either recently rescued or still in the clutches of the man who caused the incident to begin with.
And you're not still under that fucker's influence, are you?
I would hope not. I've made it this far.
I hope it
But what's
stays
it
that
to
way.
you? How do you know all of this?
I live there. I only came here onto this ship after I was run out of the place. It was hell over there.
But you'll have to be specific. Waycrest or Tin?
Waycrest. And then when I thought it was unsafe there, I tried to find more shit in Tin, but it seems I just followed the madness, didn't I?
You might have. It's interesting how fate works that way.
Yeah, quite interesting. And you have no recollection of anything that happened?
Well, I can only unfortunately report that my memory is a bit limited. Especially, I could not tell you what happened to Waycrest after the incident happened. We were taken to Tin. Aside from that, I don't know.
You have no recollection of any of the subsequent attacks that happened?
In Waycrest?
In anywhere. They were happening all down that road.
In this immediate moment of sudden panic, I'm gonna look through my notebook real quick.
Okay.
Do I... Oh, fuck. Okay, DM.
Yes.
I'm currently looking right now, but do you have on hand the list of individuals that were killed during the attack on that one warehouse in Waycrest?
Wow, that was a long time ago.
That was I'm flipping through right now trying to, because I definitely wrote it down.
I think that's in another notebook for me, but I'm gonna look through my
Okay.
notes on here. What session was that?
Regardless of which, that is where Felix's mind is going right now. Suddenly trying to think does Mika have any potential connection to any of the people that might have been involved in what happened there?
I would say just make a history check.
Okay.
Just as like a baseline.
Alrighty. I am retiring this dice forever.
Grab a new one.
That is a 6.
Oh my. You're unsure of any connection that she might potentially have. You don't recognize her, what she could be aligned to, any allegiances. But you do recall.
Oh, I do have a bunch. I found a handful of names.
Then those are the ones.
Yeah, Arthur, Garrick, Sarah, Vodier? Mia.
Those are
and
the
Eleanor?
ones. I just can't find them.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you do recall that one specifically, because that's the one you focused on the most.
Yeah. I'll just say, I am aware that there were several attacks after that incident. Why are you so curious about it all?
Long story. To make it short. Unsure what group at all was associated, other than someone had created these sort of explosives. Presumably stolen powder from weapons akin to yours. They made some sort of bombs. They were used haphazardly across multiple cities, mostly though in tin. Some sort of terrorists against the government. But there were casualties. Other than guards and agents and such. Collateral damage.
I see.
Say that one more time. There were attacks where?
In tin. And then this name, it was said, whispered, practically. Daughter of the Reaper. You're not familiar with that, are you?
Daughter of the Reaper. I can't say I'm familiar.
Just want to know if they're still alive. Have some words. If you're not familiar with that, you have no
I'm
worry.
sorry.
No, it's alright. If you can't remember, you can't remember.
There's a lot I wish I could remember. Some of it's coming back to me. But it's, fate is a funny thing. I know we come from different backgrounds, but it's still nice to meet someone in an interesting crossroads who's experienced similar things.
I don't wish everyone to have the same experiences as I
No.
have.
No. Not at all. But at least it helps us feel less alone.
That it does.
Are we okay? It's hard to gauge.
We're all good.
All right. I'm still eager to learn, but before we do, if you'll humor me in a question that I have for you. You said you had words for this daughter of the Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they to you?
I've been wrestling with that for a while. It's been, what, half a decade? Some moments I feel like they're just a long lost whisper and a legend, a scapegoat, someone that's not actually real. But I need them to understand, if they're out there, that actions have consequences. Not necessarily in a vengeful way. Just need an understanding as to why. And why they had to sacrifice so many more innocent lives for whatever end they were trying to meet.
I'm sure that is a conversation or debate that could last till the end of time.
I don't doubt that.
And then I'll just share a just knowing silence with them for a few moments before. So what's first?
First is learning how to clean the damn things.
Really?
You can't do the dirty work, you can't do the fun stuff.
All right.
And get at it.
All right. I'll roll up the sleeves. Ugh. Get into it.
Alright. The rest of you, as evening sets in, do you all go to bed? Or is there anything else that you would like to do during the nighttime?
That's a great question.
Thyra just chills out on the deck.
Okay.
Theo will help Nuba clean up the dishes.
Alright. Is there anything in particular you wish to speak to her about?
Apologize for not helping make dinner.
No, it's alright. I'm very particular about what I do. It's a small kitchen. I don't really like others in here while I'm working.
Well, if you ever do need help, I'd be happy to.
I'll keep that in mind. But while you're here, did you want to show me how to make those potions?
Oh, of course. Which one do you want to learn first?
The gray one. That smelled of death and fear.
Okay, I'll pull out my alchemy stuff. It's kind of a mess across the table. Well, first you'll need a pinch of this and some of that and a little bit of salt. And then you mix it together. And I'll go through the process.
All right. She pulls out a small book, flips through what you can see on the pages to be like recipes for meals, then settles on a blank page and begins scrawling down notes as you explain the process.
And I've never actually had to use it yet, so I don't know if it works, but it should, in theory, work.
Only in theory, not put into practice at all.
I haven't the need to. I don't really want to.
Interesting. Well, if the need ever arises, we can certainly find some guinea pigs.
Yes.
And she listens intently to all your instruction until you inadvertently produce another potion. Actually, roll for it. Let's see how well you demonstrate this.
Adding +8, right? Okay, that's a 26.
Oh yeah. Easy. You're pro at this. Produce a very, very good, very pungent potion of nightmares.
Now, the healing potion, I've used that one a lot. A lot more than I've wanted to. But they're useful.
That would also be helpful to know.
I go through that
Perhaps.
one.
Yeah. And she scrolls down way more notes. Roll another check.
13?
I think that's above the DC. I'm pretty sure. And you produce yet another potion, this time red and herbal. No, those would be very nice. She rubs her eyes as it gets later and later in the night throughout these processes. I will practice this more in the morning. Thank you for this a demonstration.
And of course.
And again, if you want to test some out, you can make that work.
Are there lots of sea monsters out here?
Well, no.
Pirates?
Maybe.
Well, maybe I should make a few extra of these, just in case.
Again, that would be beneficial. But I am tired. It's pretty late, so feel free to use my kitchen. Good night.
Thanks.
She walks on out. If you wish to stay up longer into the evening, it's about 9-10 p.m. at this point.
I'll make a couple more potions.
All right.
I'll make one more flask of nightmares and a flask of fire.
Gotcha. Totally safe to make on a ship. You can roll for both
Nothing
of
can go wrong.
those.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Police casually spills the fire potion.
Oh yeah. No
On this wooden
biggie.
It's better than casting fireball.
That is true. That is true.
It's called campfire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surely you mean
It's
campfire.
campfire in this
campfire, yeah.
campaign.
Yeah.
It's campfire. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, wait, for the Flask of Fortitude? You rolled a 13, right?
Yep.
DC was 15. That one is a little dubious. But you're not quite sure why.
It's a little devious potion.
Oh,
A little
no.
dubious.
It's a little devious.
You can go ahead and roll for another fortitude and a fire.
It's him. You just take him.
That's even worse.
Oh no.
And that's even worse somehow.
Oh no.
We're gonna have so many problems.
Oh.
Add
my.
3 flasks of wild magic into your inventory.
Oh
We're gonna blow up the ship.
Perhaps we don't use these.
I swear, I rolled a 4 and a 3.
Oh boy.
Has anyone rolled good tonight?
I don't think so.
You got
I
a
rolled
flask
well.
of nightmares, though. That
rolled
one
it
for
so
sure
much.
works.
Did she take it though?
No, she left it with you.
We are doomed.
2 healing potions are wild. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But
That is
does Theo
amazing.
know this, or does Theo think they're healing potions?
I feel like we should establish this.
So
Roll an
as
Arcana check.
let's be clear, as by design, you get to know, but
Oh, you get to know? Okay.
it's up to
by
you.
the-
But
By
that's
the
how I
end
wrote
of
it.
making these, you're a little unsure.
They're just, surprises.
2 of them are very unsure. The one flask of fortitude, you're like, it could go either way. Thyra can feel it in the air.
She's her canary in the coal mine.
In the back of Theo's mind, she's just like, well, Felix will try this either way, so who cares?
When in doubt,
I'm
give it to
fine.
Felix. Okay, as you finish up those potions. Ashe, was there anything specific you wanted to do?
Nobody has seen Ashe all day.
Are you still working on your spell?
He has not stopped.
You can
He is
add
just
an
one
additional
all
4
day.
hours to that.
Well, ain't that just dandy?
As I assume you go up, your 4 hours of not needing sleep. As in, elf.
Yeah. Eventually, he will get his 4 hours of rest, and then once that time ends, he will go above decks.
right. You don't get all the way through your rest.
I'm really upset because I don't like
Before-
it when my sleep gets interrupted.
Before you feel a hand on your shoulder of the familiar face of Rita, whom you conversed to earlier.
She nearly gets stabbed, but it's okay.
Put the sword down. You have a promise to fulfill.
Apologies.
Yeah. So clouds have rolled in very quickly, and it is very dark outside, and I would like to go to sleep. You get to navigate.
I see. Is there anybody else that will be joining me, or is it sort of a solo job?
Mika's awake. I think Brandy is still up. And that's about it.
Lovely. Right then, I'll get to it. Apologies for the murderous intent. Typically, when I get woken up in the middle of the night, it's because we're being attacked.
Yeah. Keep that instinct. Time to work. And she heads back on up the stairs.
And I will gather the new book that I've been working in,
Mm-hmm.
stuff it away, and start trudging myself upstairs.
Squeezing past all of the rest of the sleeping crew. Back up on deck, you do see there are no stars in the sky. Thick clouds have rolled in. The sky is completely dark, and so is all of the water around you. It's very ominous, as you are what seems completely surrounded by pure darkness, except the little tiny glints of light that skirt on the water, but that's just because you can see in the dark. Otherwise, the normal eye might not even recognize what environment you're in.
Not giving me much to work with. Erudite,
Looks over at you.
would you mind doing me a favor and flying straight up until you can see the sky again? And then give me a general idea of what we're looking at.
Squeals at you before taking straight up.
Oh, and try not to die.
Duly noted. You see him vanish. Make an intelligence check for Erudite.
An intelligence check, you say?
As
Well, kids,
he
I'm not sure if
goes
you're aware, but
beyond the
owls
reach.
are fucking stupid. So this is gonna go great. Oh, it did go great! That's a 3!
Oh,
Okay.
we are rolling so well
Now-
here.
Make a perception check for Erudite.
Alright. Here's the come up. So we've got advantage on this.
We'll
There we
see.
go. Here we
We'll
go.
see.
Yes, this is good. It's a dirty 20.
Okay. Damn, those are some low rolls.
I rolled a nat 17. That was
Okay,
fine.
that one was fine.
He only has a +3 to perception. He's doing his best.
So low intelligence, high perception. You
Yeah.
don't know what direction we're facing, but you can see the stars.
I just need to see the
Yeah.
stars, then I can figure everything else out. That's fine.
All right. So Erudite perceives. You're unsure what he perceives, and then flies back down within communicating distance. Lands. Oh god, I just put away the document.
I need to pull it up myself.
Need to pull it up again.
There we go.
Tells you they saw some stars. They can't describe what constellations they saw, but generally they saw 3 of them with one bright star to the ship's right. No. One bright star, it would be to the left.
Given the general description that I get, can I piece together what this brightest star would be?
Roll an intelligence check.
Yeah.
With
Say it. Say it. Say
no,
it.
not advantage. With
Damn it.
oh no, with proficiency.
Okay, that's fine. What is that? +3.
It's a +3.
Murder. 14.
14.
Mhm. That's enough, surely.
You generally, when you hear bright star, you think of the North Star.
Mhm.
So
Crazy that we have one too, but
crazy. It's crazy. And they said it was to the ship's left. So that in your mind would first indicate that you are going east.
yeah.
So then
Yeah,
yes.
It's on the starboard side, so. But if we're trying to follow, we should probably, from my general seafaring knowledge, we should probably be bearing more southeast, right?
Generally.
Who's steering this ship?
Right now it looks like Brandy was just taking over while Rita was grabbing you.
Gotcha. I will walk up.
Hmm.
Brandy, was it?
Yes.
Pleasure. We should redirect roughly 15 degrees port side.
Alright. You got it, boss. Walks over, gently steers the wheel. 15 degrees.
Keep an eye on our starboard. Make sure if we can see islands on the horizon, we know we'll go in the general right direction. They don't need to be in front of us.
Oh, it's hard to really see anything right now. Quite dark.
Right, but, you know. If you see waves on the starboard side, we're too close.
Right. I will keep an eye out.
Do I have it backwards? I feel like I might have it backwards. Might be port side. I don't know. Ashe says the right thing. It's fine.
To the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. About.
Say. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. We're good.
About half an hour goes by. Chill breeze begins blowing in. Keeping a keen eye out, make a perception check.
Not great at those. Which feels counterintuitive to what my job is. DM, how are you feeling about a 9?
I'm feeling pretty good about a 9.
This is a rough
I'm
night.
stoked you're feeling good about it.
This is a rough
feeling
night,
pretty good
guys.
about a 9.
Yeah.
This is a long
You're
boat.
pretty confident in your direction that you gave.
Okay, so what about erudite? What does erudite see?
Roll
Oh,
for
boy.
erudite.
Oh,
Cool. Something's got to give. We got the natural 20, so we got a 23 on the board.
Okay. 23 is pretty good. 23 is pretty good.
Thank you, Troy Baker.
So. Jesus Christ. So, 30 minutes go by.
Yeah.
Nearing 45 when, looking out, you're pretty confident. Brandy's kind of chilling. Erudite does not see waves in front of you.
Which is good. Because there shouldn't be.
Right. There are waves everywhere else.
That's not quite right.
You realize that's not quite right. And you feel like you might be heading in the wrong direction.
Oh no. Next stop, Freya.
How? Okay, wait. Something's not right here. Erudite, one more time. Back up.
Erudite's at you ready?
Yep. I'm gonna get recalibrated.
What are you doing?
I'm sending
You're
Erudite
just
up to...
okay. So
Yeah.
Erudite goes back up. Roll the same rolls.
Wait, but I don't get to keep my astral 20? Oh,
I mean,
that'd be nifty if I could. I'll roll again, it's fine. So can I keep it, or...
okay. I will assume I will assume your rolls.
12.
Intelligence.
Oh, not intelligence. That was perception.
Yeah. I
The
need
intelligence is
worse.
-1. Listen, you're making a fucking
Mhm.
bird try and figure
bird.
out cardinal
Okay.
directions.
Okay.
What do you
Pun
mean? A
intended.
bird should be able to figure out cardinal directions.
You would think,
Yeah.
but evidently not.
You're asking him specific things. So, Erudite returns. To realign myself in this space. That star is still that bright star that they mentioned is still well,
On
it's
the
now
left.
shit. It's now behind you. That bright star.
Okay. Cool. Great. Okay.
They describe it a tad bit differently than the first bright star.
Yeah. Oh, really? So it's a different one now? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Bro, I'm gonna make fucking lose it.
So you know two differently described stars
in
in two different places.
Great. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
It is very, very broad still.
Perfect.
Wait, do we know what direction we're going right now?
No!
Oh,
For fuck's
This
sake.
bird is fucking useless. Okay. Let me very briefly browse my options before I get us all killed.
Hello, welcome to the Red Sea of Death.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not have
Boy.
a compass or something?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
All of my belongings were confiscated when I went to
So-
fucking prison.
Yeah, so one of them is
Well-
behind you and slightly to the left. And the other one is almost... It's like 9 o'clock.
Does no one on this ship
No, 10 o'clock.
have a compass?
I mean, Thyra has a map kit, y'all.
Surely
I'm pretty sure there's a compass in
Surely
the map
somebody who's steering the ship has a compass, right?
Perhaps.
It's a Jack Sparrow compass.
kit. Y'all maybe find
They
a compass.
perhaps have a compass,
It points to what they want.
but none of them have offered it up to you.
It points towards Ashe.
Why would it? It's fine. Brandy,
Yes,
do you have a compass?
I do.
Why? What is my job?
Your job was to keep us entertained, apparently.
That's so funny.
Is that what they're telling you?
Yes. They told me not to help you because they wanted it to be a fun surprise when you had trouble.
Right. Okay. Fun surprise for who exactly? For the crew when we inevitably run into something extremely dangerous that could possibly get us all killed, or
Oh, no, we're not going to run into anything. I'm keeping sure of that.
Right. That's sort of what I thought. So you're exclusively trying to fuck with me.
Rita's trying to fuck with you.
Rita's trying to fuck with me. So it appears that she doesn't understand how bad of an idea that is.
No, she's fully aware, and she just trusts the rest of her crew to be on top of it.
I see. I see.
You see, and she walks over to the wheel and points it back in the correct direction.
Right. Point of advice. And of course, you don't have to listen to me, as I'm not somebody who's in charge here. Apparently, I'm just here for fucking entertainment. Perhaps toying with your passengers is not always the best way to earn their trust or respect.
It's really not.
Right.
Just want to make sure what was at your disposal. More of a test.
I see.
You got that nifty bird, but didn't seem to help much, did it?
The bird's having a rough go of it tonight, yes.
I'm sorry, bird. Pulls out a piece of cracker and hands it over. You can stay up if you wish. Just to, I don't know, hold the compass. It's not any stars to follow right now.
Right. Well, I would much rather get back to sleep. If I was not needed, it would have been preferable to not have been woken in the first place. Can I trust that I will not be woken up again unless I am needed?
That's
Or will
not
I
for me to
continue?
decide. I will do my best to talk them out of it if they happen to wake up and want you back out here. But you can go back to sleep.
All right. Well, in the future, if I am needed, I'm going to assume that I am not.
Wonderful.
Good.
I will make it exceptionally clear if we need you. Truly.
See, I just don't believe you. But that's
Wonderful.
fine.
Gives you a pat on the shoulder. Go back to sleep.
Erudite. Take a dump.
That
And I'll go back downstairs.
was unneeded, but you know.
You want to know what else was fucking unneeded?
Have a good rest.
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts.
Thyra, what are you doing? You sleeping?
Did I just watch all of that?
If you were up on
Thyra
deck,
was-
you would have witnessed passively
That would've been
Ashe
so funny.
sending
think
Erudite
Thyra,
up into the sky
Honestly,
several times.
to God, had her compass out and was probably trying to do the map and was just watching that all happen and just be like,
Just eating that shit up. Just
You do watch Ashe go through the motions and then get a bit frustrated. Erudite takes a dump on deck and they disappear below deck again. Have you been working on your map this whole time?
I have.
All right. You sit. It's pretty calming. Again, there's very little to no light outside. Just sitting by whatever torchlight you have, lantern light. It's peaceful for you. Darkness like this, especially during the winter, was not uncommon growing up. In fact, very similar conditions to which you were born in that very, very dark night. It's a little bit calming, especially as that cool breeze becomes colder. For a moment, it feels like the early spring that has set in gives up to that last little bit of winter. But you're not quite sure. And you sit working. And that coolness begins to pick up more as the wind becomes much colder. You see anyone else above deck gets a bit chilled. Including you, Felix. You're awake under the deck, and you feel this draft roll in. Make a perception check, Thyra.
I'm really good at that.
Mm-hmm. We're making so many checks today. It's so fun.
Surely one of them will be good.
We had one. We had one good
That's
one.
true. That's true.
15
With a bird.
for 15?
15 for 15. That's
15
not
for
bad.
15?
That's higher than most rolls.
Let's go.
You just take a moment to look out over the water. Again, your night vision is little to none.
Yes, but
It's-
as a barbarian, DM, I have danger sense.
You do have danger sense, and I will keep that in mind as the cold breeze becomes biting, and it feels like the clouds become lower and more choked in around the ship, around you. You begin to see your breath in the air, and you feel a sense of unease. Your hair stands up on itself, goosebumps, which you don't get often.
Are you being attacked by Dementors, y'all?
I hope so.
But you see, slowly, in the distance behind the ship, looking out over your shoulder, a little light. Something catches, even though there's no light out, like a shimmer on skipping across the top of the water.
Is there like a warning bell or something?
Yeah, you're pretty close to it. It's near the front of the ship. At least there's two. And
I'll look to the current driver of the ship.
mm-hmm.
Do they seem uneased as well? Or do they assume this is normal?
They don't notice it. They sort of readjust themselves, sort of brace themselves against the colder wind, but they're not sensing it as you are.
Oi!
Yeah.
Do you see
going
that
on?
out there?
What are you looking at?
Over the port side of the ship. A light.
I don't see nothing. Is it bothering you?
I just don't feel good about what's this temperature drop and seeing it.
It's
I have
not
a
common
bad
for a
feeling about
cold
this.
not common for a cold draft, but if you're seeing something out there, I go let the captain.
I'll keep an eye on it, but yeah. Maybe let
She-
him know.
Brandy gingerly steps into the captain's quarters after knocking.
I'm gonna get the bow out. Valkyra's bow.
You
And
sit.
Kind
You.
of
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm
knock
so
an
sorry.
arrow just in case. And keep an eye out. I swear to God.
That's so mean.
Oh
That's
my God.
so messed
You know, I
up.
put a lot of
Oh
work into her, guys. I really
my
got attached to her
God.
as a character. Like, she means a lot to me.
Wow.
I just hope,
Jesus.
it's just, it's, yeah, it's,
This is all the payback for
Oh
calling
my
Theo a
God.
cannibal. I'm just
That's
saying.
true.
no,
That's
it's not.
true. That's true.
That is
That's
true.
hilarious. Okay.
The payback is I died.
Wow.
Turbo.
But the light, this cool toned light skipping closer through the water, almost like it's underneath it for a moment before you see bouncing off that light more jagged structures sort of growing across the surface of the water. A weird combination of almost spreading across the surface and chasing. But it glows this dull, light dull blue. Almost white as it rapidly approaches.
If it's rapidly approaching, then I'm gonna go to the warning bell
All right.
and read it.
You begin to ring the bell. Felix, you hear this immediately. A bell being very forcefully rung up on deck. And Mika
That's
turns
probably a
up to
good
it.
sign.
No, it's not. Check it
What
out.
time is it again, by the way?
Right now, it's about 2 a.m.
Okay.
Should we go up and take a look?
Probably.
Right.
You begin heading up the stairs. Just as you, Thyra, see this small light grow, extend quickly into this very jagged, almost ice-like looking creature. Long, serpentine body. And as it crests up by the ship, this freezing cold blasts back at you. As it skips from below the water to its surface and pretty much bounds, glowing in this icy light over the ship.
Can I release the arrow I had not?
Yeah. Go ahead and release an arrow.
I don't have Valkyra's bow stats, so I'll just roll and I guess you'll...
It is a longbow. You do... I think you have proficiency in longbows.
It's any weapon. I'm
Any
fine.
weapon. There you go.
Okay.
It's a 1d8.
1d8
Mhm.
plus what to the roll?
Plus dex. So it'd be a +2. 1d8 plus 2.
2.
Plus...
That would be a 6.
Yeah.
17 to hit.
Oh, for damage it would be... Yeah.
To hit?
17, you release the arrow as it shatters up through the body, emitting ice particles everywhere, like a hailstorm over the ship. I'd like you to roll initiative, as everybody else is awoken by the bell. Felix, you, as soon as you begin cresting over the top of the stairs, you see this massive creature made out of crystalline ice and pretty much flaking salt of the salt water it was made of, bound over the ship. It's very beautiful for a moment before you see Thyra release an arrow at it. You can also roll initiative.
I rolled a 15.
So is everyone doing it?
You all have to get up on deck first.
Fun.
Did we get a short rest? Or a long
You
rest?
got a short rest.
Would I have gotten a long rest by this point?
Sure.
Okay.
Keep it that much. Fuck you.
Oh no. So you rolled a 15. I'll roll for Mika's. It's not good. It's not, that's even worse.
Oh, how do I roll initiative again? I always forget on roll 20. I just click on initiative, right?
Yep, it has to be a combat though first.
You can just roll it out of, I didn't set up a thing for this.
There's no. Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Roll a 12.
A 12. But you see this massive, pretty much serpent made of ice bound across the ship and almost interfere with it in front of it, facing down you, Thyra. You've just released an arrow at it as you stare into the face of this. I wouldn't say familiar beast, but one that feels significant. Your hairs stand on end as you stare into the very ghastly face of this creature.
Do I go?
It is your turn.
It's my turn.
What do you wish to do?
I'd like to rage, please.
Okay, you can certainly rage.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll take out my axe.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'll just go ham, I guess.
All right. It is about 15 feet from the edge of the ship.
Oh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sort of half of its body resting on the water, crested up towards you.
Well, then I have an app for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take out my javelin
Yes.
and I'll chuck it.
All right. You huck it, roll an attack.
Use my javelin, guys.
One of your, 5 javelins. This is
One of my
crazy.
5 javelins. I'm so excited. 18 plus 7 to hit.
That does it.
That's a d6. 5 plus 4? 9?
9.
9.
9 damage. All right.
Can I throw another one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright!
Throw another one.
I'll throw another. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm,
It's another. And that's a 7 piercing damage.
7. All right.
And then I don't think I can add anything, but let me check. Oh, plus my rage.
Oh, yeah.
So
all of
plus
those.
6 or 4?
4, I believe.
4. So +4 for 2 attack. And then pretty sure at level 6 you create when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. So I can deal an extra. Oh, I don't think cold damage will do anything to this guy. So let's not do that.
Mayhaps.
That's probably really dumb.
Mm.
It's probably gonna heal it, so I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Withhold your cold dam.
But yeah, I chucked
Oh.
2
Good.
javelins at it with my rage. I don't think he's in my range with rage because it's only 10 feet, so he's 15 feet away from me.
Yes.
But definitely trying to get this guy's attention to put on me and no one else.
And his
And
eyes.
it's definitely like javelin to the chest and like at that rear back of like being hit. It's like down where the forehead was.
Mm-hmm.
And those where the 2 javelins are.
You throw them up, and it kind of gets stuck there for a moment as it looks down towards you. It's very cold breath landing all across the deck around you, almost like fog forming. Dead set. It's cold, glowing white eyes staring just at you and nothing else.
She stares right back at it with her glowing cold eyes too.
Right. Felix.
Rushing up and seeing this spectacle, unsure of what to make of it, will instinctually draw the firearm and following suit with Thyra's actions. I will forego I will forego the movement of my turn and drawing it, trying to steady myself with the motion of the ship. Forego my movement to aim down my crosshairs.
Okay.
And I will try to land 2 sharpshooter shots with advantage.
All
while
right.
aiming down my crosshairs. So I'll take a -5 penalty to both of these shots. So I'm only at a +6. So first shot is 16 to hit.
16 misses.
Misses. Okay. Second shot is way lower. So
Wonderful.
2 very disappointing misses. Let me just make sure I'm getting rid of those bullets.
How far are you shooting from?
Oh shoot. I guess I didn't even realize what the ship looks like.
That's true. I did not provide a very good reference.
It's possible that they were out of normal range, in which case they would have missed anyways, since they were both low.
Let me double. Okay. All right, so you would probably only be working within a space of 50 feet on the main part of the deck where you entered from. So you would be in range.
Okay.
I just need to know how close you are.
Gotcha.
How close
I
is that?
am probably then just like I would have only had come up from the deck and just planted my feet like at the top of wherever I'm standing.
Okay. Good to know.
But missing both those shots, not really feeling burning an action surge here, so I will just call my turn there.
All right. Mika, who merged with you, looks over. What the fuck is that?
Also, in case anyone didn't hear the bell, I will just shout down back below deck for more help.
Okay. the rest of you who are awaking hear the bell, and then Felix yelling down the stairs towards you all, asking for more help. Again, Mika stares up, unsure of what to do towards this thing. What the fuck? And follows suit, grabs a dagger from her side, runs closer towards it, and flings her knife towards it. She fucking misses. Because, oh my god, this session is so cursed.
This is cursed.
As you see the knife sort of skid off the ice plates that line this creature. And just kind of stands there, shell-shocked for a moment. As the serpent first scans you two who just entered, as you feel this very cold chill creep up the back of your neck, and it looks back towards you, Thyra. Unaggressively, you feel you're really unsure how to feel. It's this sort of intimidation that you don't get off, especially mostly with other people, but you haven't had to face something such as this before. In your mind, you feel this distant, echoing presence. Unfamiliar, but it seems to be connected to this thing. Why are you here?
What?
And you feel that chill, almost like an intense anxiety, but a physical, furious cold grow in the back of your mind and down your neck. Answer me, young one.
What is this? What are you?
Something you've known for a long time. And that's around the session for today. Because we're at time.
What the fuck is this thing?
What?